So just received the HMASAV water filter replacement for my Whirlpool refrigerator. HMASAV. Is that the brand name? Is it supposed to be Hamasviv? So I'm really happy this is finally here. The old one expired many months ago. I've been procrastinating it, but I'm glad I did because I stumbled upon this 3-pack. It's a really good value when 3 for 1. So nothing to complain about there. Looks great. Looks exactly like the other filter. So it's compatible with a lot of refrigerators, and there is a little compatibility chart on the product page, but it is important that you triple check that because these water filters all have very long code names and compatibility and model names. Be very careful, but again, there's a compatibility like drop-down chart right on the product page, so it shouldn't be a problem, but just triple check that you've got the right kind of filter for your refrigerator. Not much else to say. It's 99% effective at removing chlorine. That's really good. And then of course it does all the small particles and the larger particles. It does what a filter is supposed to do. And it's got this fancy Sri Lankan coconut shell filter. I've never heard of this before. I did a little reading. It sounds promising. So I'm excited for that. Other than that, like a lot of water filters, it's a good idea to, rinse it first for a little while. The product page recommends 4 gallons of water that you run through here before you start using it. Not sure how you're supposed to know when and how much 4 gallons is when it's coming straight from the water line into your fridge. Just keep that in mind that maybe the first couple of glasses of water, just toss those out. Otherwise, it's good for up to 200 gallons. It recommends that you replace these every 6 months. 200 gallons, 6 months, I honestly have no context for how that compares to each other. Do I use 200 gallons in 6 months or do I use 200 gallons in 3 months? I have no idea. But there is a handy little light on my refrigerator that tells me when the filter is done filtering. So that's just what I'm going to keep an eye on. Anyway, let's install this. Let's go to the videotape. Okay, so the good news is, unlike many other maintenance things in this day and age, installing one of these is very easy. Anyone can do it. You take the plastic off. I already did that, the shrink wrap plastic. You take off the cap. If you're like me, you will have to open this part of your fridge first. And so you open that part up. You don't want to keep it open too long, but long enough to do this. And then you pull out the old one. My goodness, this thing was dead. The old one goes in, and it just kind of there it is. You heard that sound? That was the sound of the filter kicking in. Again, look at this thing. It actually doesn't look that bad for being completely a few years old. So anyway, again, I would recommend that you let a couple glasses worth of water race through it before you start drinking the water. That's true with most water filters. Otherwise, it's in there. It's good to go. Quick and easy. Took less than a minute. So I've installed it. It looks great. I just wanted to comment on the instructions on the product page. It says when you install a new filter, the language is a little weird. I think it was a mistranslation, but it says, please drain about 4 gallons for maximum efficiency. To me, I thought that meant that, you flush it with 4 gallons before the filter's ready and primed to go, because that's what you have to do with every water filter, even in the little Brita things, you run it under cold water for a while first. I think the 4 gallons is a misprint or there's a mistranslation. 4 gallons of water is a lot of water. You shouldn't have to rinse that much water for the filter to be good. I did about 5 or 6 glasses. I examined the water, looked great. I realized that there's stuff in the water that's not visible to the human eye, but I think 4 gallons is too much. You could probably ignore that. And also, I found this in the box. If your refrigerator is like mine, and it has a little light that tells you how the water filter is doing, you probably don't need this, but if you have an older refrigerator or it doesn't have that light, these little stickers might might be helpful. Just put a little sticker on the side of the thing to remind you, when you put the filter in there. And then again, it recommends that you change them out every 6 months or every 200 gallons. Not sure how in the world you're going to know that it's 200 gallons, so 6 months is probably a better metric for that.